Okay? Engage and participate to drill this into your head. Okay? Hula lang. Type 1, 2, 3. Okay. And the answer is person 1. Bakit 1? Because of this. Gaining strength week to week. Kahit ano pa sabihin ng ibang metrics, as long as na-fulfill to, magta-transform tayo via an increase in muscle mass. Because the determining factor of muscle growth and retention and results is mainly our gym progress. And to explain that even further, ito yung mga factors that influence our results. Gym progress, protein intake, calories, sleep, recovery, exercise form, volume, intensity. So itong gym progress, ito yung primary factor, as it is the best proxy for muscle growth and retention. So the rest of here, secondary and supporting factors lang sila para dito sa primary natin. Kasi even if you eat 300 grams of protein a day, that won't do anything to your muscle growth kung walang gym progress. Even if you eat the magic number of calories and you cycle them in a magical way, that won't do anything to your muscle growth if there's no gym progress. Even if you sleep for 12 hours and take 4 naps per day, that won't do anything to your muscle growth if there's no gym progress. Even if you hit perfect form and volume intensity in every workout, that won't do anything to your muscle growth kung hindi ka nagpo-progress. Gets yun? So example si James. He's doing 20 push-ups a day for 1 year. 200 grams protein a day, consistent siya sa calories, para siyang baby matul, 12 hours, dami niyang supplements, perfect timing of meals, and everything. Will he build more muscle? Type in the chat. The answer is no, because hindi niya na-fulfill yung primary goal ng pag-build ng muscle, which is progressive overload. Nakafocus siya masyado dun sa secondary factors and less on the primary. Okay, kuha yun? Okay, so natunan na ni James. Progressive overload, yung pinaka-importante. Ang ginawa niya, in-apply niya. So week 1 to 15, na-increase niya yung push-ups niya from 25 to 100. Kaya lang, nung time na to, sobrang busy niya sa work, sa family, ang dami niyang na-busy siya. So mababa lang yung protein niya. Baka kailangan niya parang 180. 100 lang siya. Tapos wala siya masyadong tulog, 4 to 5 hours, supplements, hindi na siya umiinom. Will he build more muscle? And the answer is yes, because fulfilled yung most important metric, progressive overload. Okay? So dati, ito kayo. Coach, worry ako sa muscle loss kasi ang bilis ng pagbawas ng timbang ko at kulang minsan yung protein. Dati ito kayo, ngayon, ito na. Since gym progress is the determining factor of muscle growth and retention, then I don't have to worry. Every gym ko naman lagi ako nakakapag-add ng weight and reps using proper form. Therefore, I'm not losing muscle and even gaining some. Okay ba to? May mga realizations na ba kayo? Ang nangyayari kasi for most men, or even women, sinasabi nila, Coach, worry ako sa muscle loss. Numinipis ako, lumuluwag yung damit ko, hindi ko kasi na-hit yung protein. Ayoko na, titigil na ako sa diet. Diet break na ako. Next time na ulit. Kaya hindi nila natatapos yung cut nila. Kaya forever na silang cutting. Right? Then naantay na naman yung motivation, makakakita ng abs. Gusto ko ulit ng abs. So magka-cut sila ulit. And then, pag numinipis na ulit sila, lumiliit na sila, which is normal, ayaw na nila kasi feeling nila, ay isip nila, nawawalan sila ng muscle mass. Kahit nakakapag-progress naman sila consistently sa gym nila. So that's the mistake. Hindi kasi nila alam yung importance ng gym progress as the number 1 determining factor sa muscle growth. So the determining factor of muscle growth and retention is mainly our gym progress. But that doesn't mean we have to neglect the other factors. Hindi ibig sabihin yan, hahayaan na natin to. Kasi itong mga to, sila yung makakatulong. Protein intake, eating sufficient protein, 0.8 grams to 1 gram per pound of body weight will supercharge our gym progress even further. Eating sufficient calories and not crash dieting will supercharge our gym progress even further. Improving the quality of sleep and taking ample rest will supercharge our gym progress even further. Improving our exercise form and using the correct volume/intensity will supercharge our gym progress even further. So lahat sila importante, pero ito yung number one. Ito yung goal. Ito yung effect na habol natin. Kasi yan yung best proxy sa physical transformation natin. And itong mga to, support lang sila dito sa main goal natin. Okay, clear yan? So dito papasok yung mga sagot sa mga most common concerns natin na, Coach, hindi ko na-hit yung protein ko. Okay lang ba yun? So ang sagot dun, babalik tayo dito sa priority natin, gym progress. Hindi mo na-hit yung protein mo, pero nagpa-progress ka ba sa gym? And if the answer is yes, then you're doing good. Okay? You're still on the right track. Hindi mo need mag-alala. So example naman sa calories. Coach, baba masyadong calories ko, ilang araw na. Parang 2 days, parang kulang ako ng 500. Sobra-sobra ata yung deficit ko. Okay lang ba yun? Ang sagot, again, balik ka dito. Kamusta ba yung gym progress mo? And if it's okay, then you're doing good. Huwag kang mag-alala. Coach, 4 hours lang sleep ko. 3 hours nga lang minsan. Okay lang ba yun? Again, balik dito. Okay ba yung gym progress ko? Nakapag-add ba ako ng weight reps? And then you're doing okay. Alright? Basta yung tanong natin kung okay lang ba to, kasi sobrang hirap sagutin nun, balik lang tayo dito. Kamusta ba yung gym progress natin? Kung okay yan, then rest assured na you're doing good. Ito, example ng, ano bang tanong dito? Coach, okay lang ba mag-add ng 1 set, 2 sets, 3 sets, 1 exercise, 2 exercises dito sa day 1, blah, blah, blah? So, anong sagot doon? Same pa rin. Ibabalik mo siya dito. Okay, gets yun? So, ang sagot doon, itry natin, mag-add tayo ng 1 set, kung gusto mag-add ng 1 set or 2 sets or 1 exercise, then check natin kung makakasupport ba siya sa gym progress natin overall. Kung nag-add ka ng 1 exercise, 1 set, and then ang nangyari, bumawas lahat ng buhat mo, nahirapan ka lalo mag-progress over the weeks, then ibig sabihin nun, hindi maganda yung naging effect ng pag-add na yun. Gets nyo yun? So, kunwari, nag-add tayo 1 set and then nakatulong siya sa mga exercises natin. Let's say, nag-add tayo ng dumbbell flies sa chest. Tapos napansin natin, yung bench press natin, yung inclined dumbbell press natin, mas mabilis sila umangat. After adding, then ibig sabihin, maganda yung effect niya. So again, babalik tayo dito sa una. Okay? So and the answer for that, okay lang ba yun, okay lang ba to, is to try it out. Test natin, then i-check natin if mag-i-improve tong main metric natin, which is the gym progress. Alright? Kasi pag tinanong mo sa amin ni Coach Carlo, yung kala Coach Bogs, ang sasagot nila sa'yo, same din. Try mo kasi kailangan pa natin ng data. Kasi yung pag-add mo ng ganito, ng ganyan, pagbawas mo, hindi natin malalaman yung effect niyan until makita na natin yung data over the coming weeks. Okay? Okay ba yun, guys? Clear ba to? Ito yung common and huge roadblock ng mga nakikita kong may experience na sa pag-workout. Ito yung nagbablock talaga sila. Ito yung nag-slow down sa kanila kasi hindi nila alam o hindi nila naalala na ito talaga yung pinaka-importante. Okay? And reminder pala na ang pinag-uusapan natin dito is muscle growth or yung toning for women. Hindi ito about weight loss. Yung weight loss, pag-uusapan natin yan mamaya. Okay, move tayo. Ito yung decision-making path natin. So, am I losing muscle mass? So, ano yung unang step pag nahuli mo yung sarili mo na nag-worry about muscle mass? The first step is ask yourself this question. Am I consistently progressing on my exercises? So, laging included dito yung consistently. Titignan natin yung trend. Hindi yung one workout lang yung i-judge natin. Kunwari next week, nabawasan yung binubuhat mo. Bawasan ng reps or weight. It doesn't mean na naubos agad yung muscle mo. Nabawasan ka na agad ng muscle. Kasi one workout lang yun eh. So same with progression. Kung nakapag-add ka ng 5-10 pounds sa buhat mo in a single workout, that doesn't mean na nag-add ka na agad ng maraming muscle mass. Kasi one workout pa lang eh. Pero sign na yon na nasa tamang direction ka. So tignan natin yung trend. Tignan natin yung 3 to 4 weeks na trend natin. Consistent ba tayo nakakapag-add? If the answer is yes, and then you're not losing muscle mass. You don't have to worry. Minipis ka, yes, normal yun sa cutting. Kulang tulog mo pero lumalakas ka, okay lang yun. As long as nakakapag-progress ka sa mga exercises. Then, ibig sabihin nun, you're not losing muscle mass. But you can optimize that even further, yung progress mo, by improving all of this. Ayusin natin yung protein intake natin, maging consistent tayo, calories, sleep, saka yung form natin. Okay? So, paano naman sa kabila? Kung nag-aalala ka, nag-lose ka ba ng muscle, ang sagot mo dito sa tanong na, am I consistently progressing on my exercises? Sabi mo, no. Sabi mo, shit, every week nawabawas yung buhat ko ah. So, if you're regressing week to week, yan yung trend mo, it's possible na you're losing muscle. But it's okay. The important thing is huwag mo na dagdagan yung stress mo by worrying. Kaya sabi natin dito, it's okay. Tapos titignan lang natin yung data natin and mag-a-adjust tayo dito sa mga factors nito. Lagi kasing baba ng protein ko, ayusin ko. I-hit ko na talaga yung 1 gram per pound. Lagi kasi akong crash dieting eh. Hindi na ako makain kasi nakita ko si Angel Oxin, 800 calories lang daw. Ayusin ko na nga, sundin ko na yung Kaizen. Hindi kasi ako natutulog masyado. Dota ako ng Dota sa gabi, K-drama ako ng K-drama. Ayusin ko na. Aralin ko na nga yung form. Dami ko kasi dinadagdag din na exercises at sets eh. Sundin ko na talaga si Coach Cho. Okay? So yes, possible na nag-lose ka ng muscle, pero wag na natin dagdagan yung stress. Let's just be proactive about it and adjust tong mga factors na to. Kaya crucial tong lesson about adjustment is so that we can quickly course correct. Kasi hindi naman magiging perfect lagi yung execution natin. Right? So itong fitness example about adjustment, ito rin naman yung magandang analogy sa ibang areas ng buhay natin. If something is not working in our life right now, ganun pa rin naman gagawin. Tignan natin yung mga factors or metrics, then adjust. Do more of what works, do less of what doesn't. Clear ba to guys and gals? Consistently get stronger while lifting with proper form, and you will surely achieve your dream body. If you're gaining strength, muscle growth will always follow no matter what other metrics say. So this is the first metric, gym performance. Sana madami na kayong aha moment for both men and women. The next part natin, uulanin ko kayo ng madami pang realizations. But before we resume, let's take a water and wee-wee break muna so you could also let your brain process the lessons you've learned here. Kasi alam ko marami sa inyo, bago to. So, galaw-galaw tayo, ihi tayo, and let the brain do the organizing of the new information. Okay? Come back here after a couple of minutes. Okay, so tapos na tayo sa gym performance, yung workout log to track our muscle growth. Next natin is yung weighing scale. Kung si workout log yung magdedetermine ng gains natin sa gym, sa muscles natin, si weighing scale naman yung aasahan natin sa pagbigay ng data with regards to our weight changes, whether up or down. Nakakabit dyan yung pag-determine if we're losing fat consistently or if we're building muscle ba or fat. Pero may tamang paggamit ng weighing scale na yan. Hindi lang siya tapak, tingin ng weight at yun na yun. May proper way dyan and doon natin ma-experience yung magic ng data na ibibigay dito. So ito yung mga tanong na masasagot dito sa section na to. Now at 1.3 calories, I notice my weight won't go down anymore. I'm not sure if I can go down 1.1. And limited time for cardio due to hectic schedule. Any tip on how to maximize results of cutting? Example from Jenna, sabi niya, normal lang ang fluctuation ng weight, di ba, coach? And number 3, coach, may question ako, paano kung stagnate na yung weight ko over the past 2 months, naka-calorie deficit naman ako? So ito yung mga pinaka-common na concerns na probably you're asking yourself right now. And dito section na to, we're going to answer all of them. Now, the second metric, weight. And the tool that we're going to use is a simple digital weighing scale. Explain natin yan. So the best time, setting, and condition to weigh ourselves is in the morning, after peeing or pooping, and before drinking or eating anything. Ginagawa na natin to week 1 pa lang. Hopefully, lahat tayo dito are already doing this. So sa previous seasons, may isa doon, dalawa, na week number 3, doon na namin nalaman na sa gym pa rin siya nagtitimbang. So it's not the best time and condition. Explain natin yan dito. James and Kim, again, consistent daw sila kumakain ng 1,800 calories. Calorie deficit sila. Consistent daw sila nag-hit ng 10K steps per day. Consistent daw sila nag-workout sa gym 3 times a week. Yet every time they check their weight sa weighing scale sa gym, nakikita nila hindi gumagalaw yung timbang nila. Ang tanong, bakit? Can anyone guess? Sige nga, sino makakasolve nito? Bigay natin to sa mga bagong students. I'll give you 10 seconds. Type in the chat. At ang clue niyan, andito na sa screen yung sagot. Siret? Okay, sagutan natin. The problem lies dito. Every time they check their weight, so weighing scale sa gym, they're not losing weight. So, ano ibig sabihin yan? So, una, wala silang timbangan sa bahay or hindi nila ginagamit. Kapag nagtitimbang sila outside bahay, outside pagkaihi, before minom ng tubig, hindi na yun best time and condition kasi probably nakainom na sila niyan, nakain na, pinagpawisan na, naglakad na, etc. Next, kung sa gym sila nagtitimbang, ibig sabihin nun, hindi sila nagtitimbang araw-araw. Kasi 3 times a week lang sila nag-gym, di ba? And lastly, probably, yung nagtitimbang sila, nakasapatos pa sila, naka-backpack pa sila. May guilty ba dito? So those are the reasons. And the reason why we should weigh ourselves daily in the same setting and condition I mentioned is for us to get the most accurate reading ng weekly weight average natin. Bakit nga siya importante? Because our weight will fluctuate by a lot during the day and week due to so many different factors. It's why we should not judge our weight, our day-to-day weight fluctuation, and instead look at our weekly weight averages. Yes. Now, importance ng pagtitimbang daily. So let's say, ito talaga yung weight ni James or ni Kim. Ang average nito, 7 days, 169 pounds. Pero itong average na to, hindi nila to alam. And the problem lies here. Since si James at si Kim only weighed themselves Monday, Wednesday, ba yung gym time nila, 3 times a week lang sila nag-gym, di ba? Ang nangyari, nag-freak out sila. Sabi nila, hindi ako nababawasan. Ginagawa ko naman lagi. Ginagawa ko naman lahat ng turo ni Sisi. Diba? So, tinamad na sila magtimbang ever since. Nainis na sila sa weighing scale. Sabi nila, the program is not working, naka-calorie deficit ako, pero I'm not losing weight. Hindi sila aware na yung na normal, itong day-to-day weight fluctuations, kasi possibly, itong Monday, Wednesday, nag-hold sila ng mas madaming water because of factors we cannot pinpoint. Ito yung mga possible factors that affect our weight daily. Or even hours. Water, sodium, food volume, meal timing, etc. So kaya important na mag-weigh tayo daily in the same setting and condition is for us to smoothen out the inconsistencies that are happening here. Yung mga outside of our control. Wala namang accurate way to get our timbang eh. Pero by weighing ourselves daily in the same setting and condition, andun tayo sa pinaka-accurate side ng spectrum. So kung si James at si Kim, pinalo nila yung instruction ni Coach Cho of weighing themselves daily by the end of the week after getting their weekly weight averages, makikita nila ito at masusurprise sila na nabawasan pala sila ng timbang. Ang akala kasi nila 171 pounds lang sila forever. So ayun guys, so hindi na nila sasabing scam si Kaizen or the program is not working for them. So yung natuto na sila, ito yung example ng weight average nila in a month. Yan. So notice, madami pa rin 171 pounds yung highest weight nila, pero yung weekly average nila, itong sa baba, consistent na gumagalaw, pababa rin. From 169 to 166. So kung di araw-araw nagtitimbang si James at si Kim at nag-base lang sila dito sa once in a while tapak nila sa weighing scale, talagang ma-frustrate sila, mako-confuse sila, at magda-doubt sila sa mga decisions sila. Gets ba to? Ladies, gentlemen? Gets ba yung importance ng pagtitimbang daily at pagkuha ng average? So bottom line, we should never judge our day-to-day weight fluctuations and instead look at our weekly weight averages. So sa mga wala pang scale dyan, hindi pa nagtitimbang daily, or takot sa timbangan, ito yung reason nun. I hope naliwanagan ka na. Ayan yung purpose ng road na to sa online trackers natin. To see our current weight trend. So ito, naka-average na to. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-compute. Okay, gets to? So you will see here your weekly weight changes and its equivalent percentage, which madidiscuss din natin later on. At dito naman sa taas, kung di nyo pa na-inspect to, makikita nyo rin dito yung current weight natin, saka yung total weight change starting from week 0. Yan, lalabas dyan. So balik tayo dito. So example, diba, si James, si Kim, kung every Monday, Wednesday, Friday lang sila titimbang, makikita lang nila dyan 74 kilograms. Isipin nila, hindi sila nababawasan ng timbang at mapapraning sila. Pero yung average nila, yung na-lose na nila ever since 1 kg na. At ito yun. Ito yung average nila, ito yung current trend weight nila. Okay, malinaw to guys? Now, next question. Coach, paano pag yung weekly weight average ko hindi na gumagalaw? So bago ko ituro yan, discuss muna natin doon sandali para mas mag-gets mo kung paano mag-adjust pag plateau ka na o pag stuck ka na. To precisely know the proper adjustments to make, we should start with our goal first. Is it to bulk? Is it to cut? Then determine the adjustment guidelines for each. The adjustment guidelines, start with your goal. Kung cutting ka, you're trying to lose weight, the goal is to get the scale gradually moving down at a healthy pace. So that's aiming for a reduction of 0.5% up to 1% of your body weight per week for men. And 0.5% to 0.7% for women per week. So kung 200 pounds ka, lalaki ka, it's okay to lose 2 pounds a week. Yun yung 1%. Okay, gets yun? 200 pounds, 1% noon is 2 pounds. Sa women naman, if you're weighing, let's say 200 pounds then, for example, 0.7% noon is 1.4 pounds. Can you aim to lose more than that? More than 1% or more than 0.7%? Of course, pwede. Pero you're risking more muscle and strength loss in the process kung drastic yung magiging weight loss mo. Kasi sa cutting, nature niya talaga is yung meron talaga siyang risk ng muscle loss. So if we increase our weight loss rate, mag-crash diet tayo, hindi na tayo kumain, lalong tataas yung risk na yun. And again, our goal is to have muscles, men and women, para pag nag-cut tayo, para pag nawala na yung body fat natin, maganda yung itsura natin. Kasi if we neglect that, ayun yung mangyayari. So, bigay pa tayo ng actual example nito. So, yan yung sample ng men and women with 1% weight loss and 0.7%. Ayan yung spreadsheet nila. And ayan yung ideal. Yan yung i-aim natin every week. Kasi pag nakuha nyo yan consistently until week 15, then we can guarantee you a really wow transformation. Sure na sure yan. And kailangan nyo lang tiisin yung 15 weeks na consistent kayo sa pag-hit niyang numbers na yan. Okay? So yan yung ideal, pero ang reality, hindi naman laging Pasko. Ganyan siya. Minsan lagpas tayo sa 1%, mapa tayo 155, okay lang yan. Minsan kulang tayo sa 0.5 for women. Okay lang din yan. Ang ganyan talaga ang reality, even for us coaches. And the important thing here is that we adjust. We course correct. Kaya nga natin, inaaral tong lesson na to. At later on, malalaman natin exactly paano mag-adjust. Coach, gusto ko mabilis yung weight loss ko. Wala naman ako paki sa muscle mass. Kasi ang goal ko is mabawasan ako ng weight agad-agad. So if that's your concern, and even if you don't care about having muscles, there's this thing called metabolic adaptation, which simply means your metabolism adapts to the amount of energy you feed your body in order for you to survive. So if you eat only 500 calories a day, mamadali sa weight loss, your body will adjust to that low-calorie intake. And as a result, your metabolism will slow down at mag-a-adapt siya dun sa 500 calories. At yun na yung magiging maintenance mo. Titigil yung weight loss mo even after eating only 500 calories. So pag tumigil na yung weight loss mo sa 500 calories, ano na yung adjustments ang gagawin mo? 200 calories? 0 calories? Ang hirap nun, di ba? Hindi yung possible. Saka si Coach Yo, ayokong mategi kayo doing my programs. So this is why the dieting process should be taken gradually to minimize this adaptation. Kaya hindi tayo pwedeng magpadali. So suggestion ko, stick tayo dun sa 0.5% to 1% range na weight loss. Okay? So kung bulk ka naman, your goal is to get the scale to gradually moving up at a much slower pace. Ano yung slow pace niyan? 1.5 to 2% of your body weight per month or 0.5% per week. So sa mga babae na nagbabulk, mag-lean tayo sa conservative side. Even less than 1.5% per month. Okay lang sa babae. Okay? So sa lalaki, if 150 pounds ka, aim for 2 to 3 pounds of weight gain per month or 0.5 pounds per week. Ganyan kabagal lang to make sure that what you're gaining is mostly quality lean body mass and not fat. So we call this phase lean bulking. Ayan. Spreadsheet example ng nagbabulk. So over siya sa recommended na 0.5% per week. So need niya gawin, he needs to slow down a bit. Okay, gets yun? And kung kulang ka naman sa 0.5%, pwede mo rin adjust yun the other way. You need to eat more or pwede mong bawasan yung steps mo. So question dyan, Coach, ba't ganyan kabagal ang bulking? Gusto ko tumaba agad, gusto ko mag-add agad ng weight eh. Di ba yun pwede? So ang advice ni Coach is to do slow bulking or yung tinatawag na lean bulking because building quality lean body mass is a very slow process. It's way slower than fat loss. It's why in bulking, the slower you do it, the better. Any excess calories will just be stored as fat, which will make your cut harder later on. So why we should bulk? Slowly. So let's look at this chart. So let's assume na lahat tayo beginners dito. Okay? Which I think most of us naman. Kahit matagal ka na nag-gym, kahit ang kinakount lang natin, kahit pa matagal ka na nag-gym, ang kinakount lang natin is yung proper training experience. Like ako, di ba? Parang tumambay ako ng 8 years. 8 years na ako nag-gym, pero hindi ko naman alam ginagawa ko. Hindi proper yung application ko ng knowledge sa fitness. So considered pa rin noon na beginner ako. Okay? So let's assume na lahat tayo beginners dito. So ito lang yung tignan natin. So kung ang potential ng katawan natin is mag-gain lang ng 2 pounds of pure muscle per month sa lalaki at 1 pound per month sa babae, then it's pointless to eat a lot of excess calories because all of them will just be stored as fat. In other words, hindi natin siya pwede madaliin. Hindi natin pwede gawin na kumain tayo ng sobrang calories above maintenance, then expect na sa 1 week na yun, mapupunta lahat yun sa muscle growth. Hindi siya ganun. Kung ganun kabilis, tataba lang tayo. Right? This means that if you can only gain 1 to 2 pounds of quality lean body mass per month, then we should match our calorie surplus to accommodate that rate of gain. It's why building an impressive body is a marathon, not a sprint. And ito, para tumatak lalo sa inyong mga nagbabulking, ano ang sabi ni Maha Salvador? Dahan-dahan lang. Okay? And if you remember, sa last training natin, kaya ito lang yung adjustment numbers na binigay ko sa inyo. Sa bulking, add 1 to 200 calories to your maintenance. And the reason, to avoid getting a lot of body fat. Gusto natin muscle gain. Okay? So cutting, subtract around 500 calories to minimize muscle loss and the negative effects of metabolic adaptation. Bakit nga mas mataas ang pwede i-subtract sa cut kaysa yung idagdag sa bulk? Bakit sa cut 500 pwede bawas? Bakit sa bulking 100-200 calories lang pwede idagdag? And the reason, fat loss is a much quicker process than building quality muscle tissue. Clear ba yun? Now that we know the adjustment guidelines, balik tayo sa question na to. Coach, paano pag yung weekly weight average ko hindi na gumagalaw? Nag-plateau na ako. If our weekly weight average is not moving anymore towards our goal, kailangan natin gawin, i-run si WCA checklist first or ask the 4 questions before doing anything. Probably some people here nakita na to sa basic cut or basic bulk, but I'm pretty sure that they're not giving it the importance it deserves. Paano ko nalaman? Kasi I still kept seeing questions that point me to the conclusion na hindi nila masyado tong pinapansin or naintindihan. So here, even if some of you already saw this, I'm going to drill this into your head para makita nyo yung importance niya. Ito yung checklist na pag na-master mo, you will never experience any weight loss or weight gain plateaus ever again kung i-apply mo. Okay ba yan? Sino may gusto nun? Type in the chat. Okay, at panis sa'yo lahat ng even fitness coaches kasi hindi nila alam to. Discuss natin tong WCA. So the first one, W. Ibig sabihin yan, weighing scale. Ang unang tanong pag hindi na gumagalaw ang timbang natin is this. Daily ba ako nagtitimbang? Pagkatapos ba yung umihi, mag-poop, before uminom ng tubig sa umaga? If we're just weighing once or twice a week at hindi sa bahay na parang si James kanina, then hindi accurate yung weight na makikita natin at manghuhula lang tayo. Dito sa Kaizen Coaching, hindi yan pwede. Yung hula-hula na yan. We want confidence, we want certainty, we want results na predictable. Yan yung importance ng daily weigh-in. Yan yung W. Ayan, huwag natin tularan si James na sa gym lang nagtitimbang at hindi araw-araw. The next one, letter C, calories. The next question to ask ourselves if the scale is not moving anymore is this. Am I hitting my target calories weekly? Consistent ba ako? Let's say nag-set ka ng 1,800 to 1,800 calories. Yung weekly average mo ba is 1,800 or lumalagpas ka lagi? So if di pa ayos to, fix this first. Dahil if we're inconsistent sa pag-hit ng calories natin, then magiging inconsistent din ang weight changes natin. Yan yung importance ng rows na to sa online spreadsheet natin. Okay, so whatever target you set here, you should do your best to hit or at least get close to it. The next one, letter A, which stands for accuracy. So the third question to ask ourselves, if the scale is not moving anymore, is this: am I confident and accurate sa pag-track ko ng pagkain? Am I using the meal plans and recipes or panay kain ko sa labas at puro hula at estimate lang ginagawa ko? If you're not confident sa accuracy ng tracking mo, then apply mo yung ideas dun sa week 2 training natin. Kaya kung sablay ka sa accuracy, kahit consistent ka pa sa pagtatrack mo, hit and miss approach pa rin yan. So, apply natin to. Pwede tayo mag-meal delivery service or gamitin natin yung meal plans na provided ng Kaizen. Okay, so next letter A, activity. So last question to ask, if we think our weight is stuck, kung di na gumagalaw. So tanong natin, how are my activities outside the gym? Na-hit ko ba yung target steps ko? Possible na last month, na-hit ko lagi yung 10K steps, pero ngayon, parang nakaka 3K lang ako And it's possible na yun yung reason bakit hindi ka na nababawasan. It's because bumaba yung activity level mo, hence the calories you're burning each day. Yan yung importance ng rows dito sa online spreadsheet natin to track our steps. Now, the WCA checklist is the first thing we must look at whenever we feel that progress is not happening, whenever you're experiencing weight plateaus. So bago tayo mag-conclude na hindi ko magana yung program o mag-quit na ako, check muna natin ito isa-isa, then ayusin natin. Para sa mga nalilito sa checklist, pwede nyo gamitin tong question format. Number 1, am I weighing myself daily, getting weekly averages? No, fix this first. Am I consistent in hitting my target calories weekly? Hindi, ayusin muna natin. Am I confident sa accuracy ng pag-track ko ng mga pagkain ko? No, fix this first. Am I hitting my activity step target weekly? No, fix this first. Sablay ba ako sa isa or lahat ng to? Then yes, normal lang na stuck ang weight mo and you need to fix this first bago mo makita yung pagbaba ulit o pagtaas ulit ng weight. So itong 4 questions or yung WCA checklist, ito yung nasa online spreadsheet natin sa weekly review. Kung ano yung kailangan natin improve that week, based sa WCA, checkan lang natin. Consistent sa logging, accurate sa food, a better job hitting calorie targets, tapos ito, pwede nyo ilagay yung figures nyo dito. Adjust calories, kung dati 2,000 ka, not losing weight, pwedeng 1,800. Steps, pwede natin dagdagan, taasan natin workouts. Okay? Seryosohin natin ito. And ito, yung mga checkan natin, ang purpose ito, pag chinikan nyo ito, mag-a-appear siya dun sa spreadsheet mo next week. So yan, 3 yung chinikan natin. Example, lalabas siya dito sa reminders. Okay guys, clear ba to? Nagigets nyo na ba yung magic sa spreadsheet natin? And then, ito pala, let's say, naglagay ka ng figures dito, calories, steps, workouts. Pag nagsulat ka dito, automatic, malalagyan to. Wala ka na ilalagay. Okay? Gets yun? Ang galing, di ba? And that's our adjustment guidelines. So exercise tayo. Let's put your new knowledge into test. Sagutin natin to. So ito yung concern ni Jenna kanina. Normal lang daw ba ang fluctuation ng weight? Ano sagot dito? Type in the chat. So ang sagot, yes, normal lang fluctuations ng weight natin because of factors that we have little control over. Ay, water weight natin, food volume, sodium, yung length ng pag-digest natin ng pagkain, etc. And next, ito yung challenge niya. Now at 1.3 calories, I notice my weight won't go down anymore. I'm not sure if I can go down to 1.1, limited time for cardio due to hectic schedule. Any tip on how to maximize results of cutting? So nasa 1.3 na siya, hindi na daw gumagalaw yung timbang niya. So kung ikaw yung coach niya, ano yung una mong gagawin? Let me know in the chat. So I'll give you 10 seconds. Okay? The answer is WCAA. And ang unang-una doon, tanong muna kung nagtitimbang siya daily in the same setting and condition. That's the first one. Then the rest, dito sa checklist natin or the 4 questions. So this is how we troubleshoot. Kailangan muna nating ma-checkan lahat to before we claim na hindi na tayo nababawasan. Okay, coach, paano kung stuck na talaga yung weekly weight average ko even after running the checklist? So if after running the WCA checklist or the 4 questions and we've checked all of them and our weekly weight average is still not yet moving, the next logical step is to look at the next important metric, body part measurements. So tapos na tayo second metric natin, yung weighing scale, to determine our weight changes in the most accurate way. Kaya lang, hindi kaya ni weighing scale i-capture lahat ng data regarding sa weight changes natin. Kaya dyan papasok yung next tool that will complete all of this. Yan yung body part measurements. Third metric, body part measurements. So the weighing scale won't tell us everything we need to know to truly make a confident adjustment towards our goal. Therefore, we need to use another tool on top of it. Yun yung tape measure. That's why we do this. So pinagawa na rin namin sa ito last time sa week number 1 and hopefully kaninang umaga rin. And dito makikita po yung importance niya. It's why we do this. Kaya yung measurements natin, photo link. The tape measure will allow us to see the data that the weighing scale cannot capture. And yung body parts growing, yung waist natin lumiliit, etc. So if our weekly weight average is not moving anymore, tignan natin yung measurements natin sunod. So ano yung good signs to look for dito sa measurements? Tatlo lang yan. First one, weight stays the same, pero yung waist measurement natin is decreasing. Why is this a good sign? Because most of our fat cells reside here sa belly natin. So pag bumababa yung waistline natin, even if our weight is not moving anymore, then that still means nababawasan tayo ng body fat. And that we should be feeling happy kahit hindi pa gumagalaw yung weight natin. And next, waist measurement stays the same, but other body parts outside the waistline are growing. Example, yung arms natin, yung chest natin, yung butt natin, thighs natin, calves natin, etc. So, ano ibig sabihin yan? Ibig sabihin yan na we're building more muscle mass sa same body weight. Which also means we're losing more fat dahil yung ratio ng muscle to fat nag-iiba. So it's a good sign. Coach, ibig sabihin ba pag nabawasan yung chest and arm and butt size, nawawalan din ako ng muscle? And the answer for that is no. Kasi we have to remember na yung arms natin, yung chest natin, yung puwet natin, madami rin silang body fat. So normal lang na pag nagka-cutting tayo, pag nag-diet tayo, mababawasan talaga sila ng size as our weight goes down. Gusto ko lang i-point out dito, na pag stuck yung weight natin and yet other body parts are growing, then that's really a very, very good sign. But normally, pag-cutting talaga, liliit talaga lahat. Mag-shrink talaga lahat. Okay? And remember, ang metric natin for muscle growth is gym progress, di ba? Huwag natin kalimutan yan. So even if luminipis tayo, lumiliit yung body parts natin, huwag tayo mag-alala masyado sa muscle loss. Kasi kung lumalakas naman tayo sa gym, progress naman tayo, ibig sabihin nun, merong muscle growth na nangyari. And last, the best of them is combination of both. Best sign is yung nababawasan ang waistline mo, then yung lumalaki yung ibang body parts mo. That means you're losing fat by a belly reduction and gaining muscle kasi lumalaki ibang parts. Kahit pa yung timbangan, hindi gumagalaw. So if you're experiencing any of this, good job. Hindi mo kailangan mapraning because you're still making progress. Okay? So you can still make adjustments and it will be good because you're not coming from a place of panic anymore. Confident ka na your next adjustment will just improve your ongoing progress by a lot further. The bottom line, if our weight is stuck despite checking the WCAA, relax lang, diba? Huwag tayo masad. Instead, check our measurements and look for other signs. Okay? Now you can see why yung combination ng weighing scale, yung pagtimbang natin daily, plus using the tape measure, kita nyo na bakit sila sobrang importante. Hindi na tayo mag-frustrate because we now know how to read our data. Yung confidence na mabibigay nila sa pag-track natin ng progress at pag-troubleshoot, sobrang taas na. Right? The next, to be a master at the art of making adjustments, we should take our body part measurements every week, or yung aggressive approach sa tawag ko, or every 2 weeks, yung conservative, to look for signs for our next move. The aggressive approach will allow us to make quicker adjustments, and therefore, quicker results, but with more weekly effort. So, ibig sabihin ko yan. Here, makikita nyo sa tracker yung mga optional columns. Optional yung pag-measure. So, ang advice ni Coach Joe, if you want to achieve a really unbelievable transformation by day 100, one of the keys to doing that is maging ruthless dito sa pag-adjust natin. Magagawa mo lang yan pag maging aggressive sa adjustment if consistent at mabilis ka sa pagkuha ng data. And that is your body part measurements. Yung mga previous seasons, yung mga sobrang lupit talaga ng results, sinecheckan din nila itong optional column na to. Okay? So balikan natin ito mamaya. Basta ang advice ni Coach Joe, kung gusto niya talaga ng wow transformation, mag-measure tayo weekly. Okay? Checkan natin itong mga optional columns niya. Alright, so tapos na tayo sa third metric. Ayan lang naman siya, yung body part measurements. Dito na tayo para mas maintindihan natin silang lahat. Putting it all together, how to troubleshoot and make adjustments with extreme confidence every week. My weekly weight average is not moving anymore. Sad boy na, tas galit na siya. So whenever you encounter this statement sa ibang tao, sa Kaizen members, or even sa sarili mo, your first reaction should not be this. Umiyak o ma-frustrate, mag-quit at i-bash ang Kaizen, mag-diet break, pag-adjust based sa kapraningan. So, hindi yan. Ang dapat unahin to really figure out what's going on is what? Type in the chat nga. WCAA checklist or the 4 question. Yan yung step 1 natin. Then, pag okay na yung checklist, step 2 is the tape measure. So, ganyan yung sequence nila. Hindi ganyan. Pag inuna natin yung iyak or yung mga aggressive na pag-adjust, like bigla mong patayin yung sarili mo sa cardio, pag inuna mo yung mga yon before doing the checklist and measurements, malilito at makukonfuse ka ng lalo, and therefore, masisira lang yung progress mo kasi wala kang confidence sa next moves mo. Gets ba to, guys? Sino dito yung may aha moments na? Sino dito yung na-figure out na kaya pala hindi na siya nababawasan dati ng tibang is because mali yung pag-track niya or pagbabasa niya ng metrics at yung sequence ng decision making niya? Meron na ba? Let us know in the chat. Okay, I did the checklist and measurements. No good sign Anong next gagawin ko? Ano yung step 3? Nag-WCA na ako, nag-tape measure na ako, pero wala talaga eh. So step 3, so yung sad boy and girl kanina, instead of that, yung step 3, yan na yung magiging next decision. And it will be the correct one. Bawas ng calories or mag-add ng cardio steps or combination ng dalawa. So step 1, WCAA. Step 2, tape measure. Step 3, adjust. So yan yung last part. Pag ginawa natin yung steps 1 and 2, yung step 3 natin, grounded na with confidence. Kasi based siya sa objective data na nakuha natin dito. 100% sure na tayo na kung ano man yung i-adjust natin dito, yun yung tamang gawin kasi data never lie. As opposed to not having this, yung gagawin natin adjustment, hula-hula lang. Yung paghula lang, magda-doubt tayo, at pag doubting tayo, affected yung motivation natin, mahirap mag-all-in sa blind faith. Agree? The right sequence for making adjustments if our weekly weight average is not moving anymore. So takil lang natin siya in different angle, and I'll give you many examples para mas ma-reinforce yung learning, para mas mag-gets ng lahat. So my weight is not moving anymore. Yung weekly average niya. The first one, WCA checklist for questions. Next, tape measure. Okay, wala pa rin. Adjust ng calories or activity. Okay? So real life example. Coach, may question ako. Paano kung nag-stagnate na yung weight ko over the past 2 months na naka-calorie deficit ako? Averaging 1,650 calories per day. So can anyone pinpoint to us ano yung cause ng pag-stagnate niya ng weight for 2 months? Let us know in the chat. And the answer is, hindi siya nag-adjust ng calories. Okay? Kuha yun? Hindi siya nag-adjust ng calories. And kaya hindi siya nag-adjust ng calories, it's probably because hindi niya ni-run yung WCA checklist at tape measure. Or probably, hindi niya pa alam to. Wala siyang data to base on sa next moves niya. And to explain this, underlined statements, sabi niya dito, naka-calorie deficit ako. Averaging 1,650 calories per day. Pero I'm not losing weight anymore. Stagnant now. So the mistake here is thinking that he is in a calorie deficit state. Because he's not. So pag di tayo nababawasan ng weight, ibig sabihin nun, wala tayo sa calorie deficit. Kasi yung pagbawas ng weight, yung magde-determine if we're in a deficit or not. And if it's not losing at 1,650, then hindi yan yung deficit niya. Yan yung maintenance calories niya. Probably ayan yung calorie deficit niya nung nag-start pa lang siya, but since our bodies are adaptive machines, most likely, yung katawan niya nag-adapt na dito sa 1,650. So the only way to lose more weight is to do step 3. Kailangan na niyang mag-adjust ng calories or ng activity niya, ng steps niya. Hindi uubra yung dasal-dasal lang. Gets yun? James and Kim ulit kanina. Madaming makaka-relate dito, I'm sure. Sabi nila, sinundan ko yung computation na binigay ni CC. Minus 500 ako sa TDE maintenance calories ko, pero di ako nababawasan ng weight. Nagtitimbang ako araw-araw, pagkagising, after umihi. Consistent and accurate din ako sa calories at steps ko. Nagsusukat din ako ng body parts every 1 to 2 weeks, pero wala namang changes. Ibig sabihin, kompleto na yung WCA checklist. Hindi ata totoo itong calorie deficit. Saan ako nagkamali? So, saan siya nagkamali? Saan siya nagkamali? Type in the chat your answer to reinforce your learning. Sagot, ang mali nila is hindi sila nag-a-adjust. check sila dito, pero dito, hindi sila check. So, hindi nila pwede ipilit yung whatever calories na gumana kung ayaw talaga gumana. So again, hindi ubra yung dasal-dasal lang. Yung ibibigay sa atin ng calculators or computations or even yung suggestion dun sa online spreadsheet natin, that's just our starting number. Yung actual number natin is yung itetest natin sa field mismo. So if sabi ni calculator, ni spreadsheet, 1,500 calories ka daw to lose weight and you tried 1,500 at check mo naman lahat si WCA checklist at measurements, but you're not losing weight anymore, ang kailangan lang natin gawin, only thing left to do is mag-adjust. Okay? So hindi talaga gagana si dasal. Kahit anong pilit natin. Kahit anong sabi natin na, hindi sabi ni nung isang coach, sobrang baba na daw nito, dapat daw taasan ko. Hindi sabi daw nung calculator, sabi rin ng mga tropa ko, dapat daw taasan ko. Okay, kung hindi na talaga gumagana, ito lang yung option natin. So para mabawasan si James at Kim ng timbang, kung yun yung goal nila, ang need lang nila gawin is to simply adjust their calories or activity. So reduce 200, 300 calories or increase steps by 2,000 or more to continue losing weight. Okay guys, girls, gets yun? Gets na itong adjustment part na to? Natandaan lang natin, if we're not losing weight, then that means wala tayo sa calorie deficit no matter what any calculators or computations say. Ito, another example. Madaming nako-confuse dito. Sabi, diet break. Hi mga ka-MF, ask ko lang any reaction will do. I'm on my first week sa diet break since nung huminto yung weight loss ko. So, ang tanong dito, tama ba yung ginawa niyang diet break after huminto yung weight loss niya? Type in the chat. And the answer for that is hindi. Kasi ito yung right sequence. WCA, tape measure, adjust calories or activity. Yan yung tama at hindi ganyan. Okay, ulit. Ito yung tamang sequence for making adjustments, hindi ganito. Hindi yung pag hindi ka na nabawasan, diet break. Sobrang dami ko nakikitang ganitong concern sa MF group. Sabi nila, my weight is not moving anymore, diet break now. Kung bakit di siya tama? Again, because our bodies adapt. Example, kung ginamit mo 1,800 calories sa umpisa at nag-lose ka ng 20 pounds, of course, your metabolism will now be different. Mag-iiba na yung calorie requirement mo. Bababa na siya because you're now 20 pounds lighter. Hindi natin pwede i-wish na 1,800 calories lang tayo forever at mababawasan yung weight natin until butot balat na lang tayo. Okay, clear yun? At itong diet break, hindi siya mali May tamang paggamit lang sa kanya at hindi siya dito sa sequence na to. So ayan, gumawa kami ng infographic for making adjustments. This one is for cutting. Para hindi na kayo mag-iisip. Ayan, is the scale moving down? Yes, so how fast? 1%, continue stick to your plan. Kung hindi 1%, ayan, kung mabilis, more than 1% or slow, WCA checklist tayo, ayan, sundin nyo lang. O, is the scale moving down? Hindi gumagalaw, WCA checklist, naayos ba? Yes, so continue stick to your plan. Hindi naayos, check measurements, tingin tayong good signs. Kung walang good signs, reduce calories by 100, 200, or add steps or cardio. Okay, yan yung for cutting, ito yung for bulking. So, lalagay na lang natin sa action items. Okay? Very done for you na to Kung hindi na kayo mag-iisip, sundin nyo na lang to. So kaya natin binanggit sa umpisa na pwedeng hindi tayo mag-transform kahit mataas scores natin kung wala adjustments. Kasi nga, nag-a-adapt si katawan. Kailangan natin mag-adjust. Alright? So I hope by now, na-realize mo bakit sobrang importante nito. So this happened last season. The individuals were scoring great until the end of the season. But they did not achieve yung wow transformations. A true story to. And the only reason was, hindi sila nag-adjust. They installed the good habits, yes, but the main driver for our physical transformation, yung adjustment, hindi nila na-checkan. Ganyan siya ka-importante. Okay, now let's go back here. To be a master at the art of making adjustments, we should take our body part measurements every week, aggressive approach, or every 2 weeks, yung conservative, to look for signs for our next move. The aggressive approach will allow us to make quicker adjustments. Therefore, quicker results, but with more weekly effort. So, ano ibig sabihin ko dyan? So, more aggressive approach, gawin lang natin to every week. Instead of 2 weeks. Okay? Kasi by doing this, sure na sure yung results natin. Let's say, gusto mo manalo sa MF Challenge, sa 100-day challenge natin. Ito yung sikreto. Or kung gusto mo gulatin talaga yung mga tao sa paligid mo after 100 days. Ito yung suggestion. Ayan, sa previous seasons, ganito yung adjustment na recommended namin. Yung starting out pa lang si Kaizen. Nasa conservative side pa kami nun. So, by doing this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, 6 adjustments lang yung magagawa natin sa loob ng 100 days. Makaka-produce ka ba ng results yan? Of course, but not as much as kung susundin natin itong aggressive approach. So, ngayon, sa season na to, I encourage everyone to make weekly adjustments. Provided that WCAA checklist plus tape measure are all checked, more frequent adjustments will produce much quicker results. Escape velocity will be achieved much sooner. So ito yung mga Kaizen clients sa previous seasons na nag-apply ng aggressive adjustment. Hinit talaga nila yung 0.5% to 1% every week. Ganda ng results nila. Si Nat, may woman tayo, and the other amazing peeps. Here, they lost over 40 pounds. Sobrang gagaling. And to achieve that, ito yung tracker natin for weekly measurements. So, ayan, pinakita ko na kanina, may mga optional columns dito. Pero ang masuggestion ko, checkan pa rin natin yan. Mag-take pa rin tayo ng measurements dyan sa mga optional weeks. Assuming you already took your measurements earlier today, our next scheduled measurement taking, the official, is 2 weeks from now. Itong date na to. But if you would like to use the aggressive approach to achieve escape velocity much sooner, you can take your next measurements again next week. Itong date. And every week after this. So you can start making more frequent adjustments. Again, itong aggressive adjustment, para lang to sa mga competitive talaga. Kasi dito nakasalalay yung bilis at lupit ng transformations nyo. Physically. Dito sa pag-adjust. Kaya gusto natin gawin yung aggressive approach because I want you to experience the true confidence in making the adjustments. Itong step 3 natin. Iba yung feeling na yung adjustment na gagawin mo is grounded with confidence. Hindi yung hula lang. At yun yung gusto kong ma-experience mo. Then kung check natin lahat si WCAA tape measure, ang tanong, how much yung i-adjust coach sa calories or activity? And ang sagot dyan, ito lang. Adjust tayo hanggang ma-hit natin yung weekly weight loss or weight gain na suggested. Sa cutting, 1% for men, 0.7% sa women. Sa bulking naman, 0.5% every week. So kung di natin na-hit yung 1%, 0.7% sa babae, adjust tayo ng calorie intake or steps natin. Okay? So lagi natin bantayan tong data natin dito sa online spreadsheet. And of course, para ma-perfect natin tong adjustment, step 3 na yan, kailangan natin galingan dito sa first part. Yung WCAA natin. Ang pinaka-common na challenge lang naman dito, yung pinaka-struggle talaga dito, is itong dalawa. Yung calories at saka accuracy. So my challenge to you is for this week, try natin i-perfect tong WCAA. Itong week lang, 1 week lang. This means that if you need to eat the same meals over and over again, yung mga pagkain na sure ka na ma-checkan yung calories at protein mo, then mag-stick ka lang dun. Just for 1 week. Kaya ba? Kasi pag na-perfect nyo tong WCAA, makaka-install kayo ng kakaibang confidence at belief. Kasi makikita nyo yung instant progress nyo if you get this right. So dito pa lang guys and girls, ang laki na ng advantage nyo sa fitness. Most people, hindi nila alam to. Pag nakita nila na stuck yung weight nila, natataranta sila, check nila kung ano-ano, yung salamin, tapos wala rin sila makita, even sa salamin. Kaya yun. Nga, magda-doubt sila, iisipin nila, hindi naman effective tong ginagawa ko, then malilito, mako-confuse, then mag-quit. Then the negative cycle repeats itself. Kaya sobrang swerte natin, alam natin to. And these are the 3 most important metrics. I hope napatunayan ko sa inyo na ito lang yung importante, ito lang yung kailangan to get to our dream body. And before we proceed sa bonus metric natin, gusto ko lang i-highlight tong objection na to. Hard gainer ako mabagal talaga progress ko. You already claimed na pangit yung genetics mo, na mabagal yung progress mo kumpara sa iba, at may handicap ka pagdating sa fitness. And I'm telling you, this is not true. The only reason you're lacking progress, kung mabagal yung progress mo, is because you're not consistently applying this. Or even, hindi mo pa alam to. Hindi ka nagpo-progressive overload sa gym. You're lifting the same weight and reps for years. Next is hindi mo alam yung WCAA, so mostly hula method ka lang at hope transformation. Next is you're not using tape measure because you don't know the importance of it. And lastly, you're not making any adjustments to your calories or activity because you think your body is static. Now again, you're not a hard gainer at hindi pangit genetics mo. Kailangan lang i-apply to. So we're done with the 3 important metrics for making adjustments. Now meron tayong bonus metric. Yung photos and mirror. So question. Are we still going to achieve our fitness goal kahit wala tayong photos and mirror? Type in the chat. And the answer is yes. So kaya yung photos and mirror, andito siya sa kanan. Na hindi naman siya necessary. Even if we're not seeing ourselves sa photos, sa mirror, kung na-improve natin itong numbers na to, itong 3 na to, kung yung scale, tape measure, gym performance, sure na sure pa rin gaganda yung katawan natin because these metrics influence our results the most. Now, the tools we use and their purpose towards our goal. If you remember, yung gym progress, ang mini-measure niya is yung muscle growth. As long as nagpa-progress tayo sa gym, lumalakas tayo sa mga exercises, we can be certain na nagtatransform yung body parts natin. Next, weighing scale. Siya yung magdedetermine ng weight loss or gain natin. Yung tape measure, dyan tayo hahanap ng signs for weight loss, fat loss, muscle growth kung hindi natin siya makita sa weighing scale. So if you have these three, we're all set. Pero ang silbi ng photos and mirror is this. It's for our motivation and happiness. Yung confidence natin. Saka yung pag-document ng progress natin. Yung mga common gym instructors, wala silang ginagawa dito. Well, meron. Nasaan nyo? Ito, yung pagtimbang. Pero mali naman yung way nila kasi hindi best setting and condition. Kaya pupunta doon si client, nakasapatos, nakakain na nagawa na kung ano-ano, tapos doon pa lang magtitimbang. Doon pa lang isasalang sa in-body. Tapos ang magiging focus nila is yung body fat, muscle mass, na hindi naman ganun ka-importante. And also, magiging basis nila mainly is yung photos and mirror. Kaya madalas hindi happy si client. Ang common cycle is ganito. Mag-enroll si client, then gagawin nila ni coach yung program. And since wala silang metrics na tinitignan every day and every week to know if they're winning or losing, ang way nila is to just hope or wish na after 3 months, may biglang mag-poof na transformation si client. Yun yung tinatawag kong hope transformation. It's just wishing for the best. Walang track, walang data na tinitignan, at kung walang data na tinitignan, hula-hula lang yung adjustments. So dito sa Kaizen, we don't do that. Dito, every week dapat alam natin kung nasa tamang landas pa rin tayo. And if hindi, we can course correct agad-agad using these tools. Kuha nyo yan? Kuha nyo ba guys? Why the method I'm teaching here is very different from others. At na-envision nyo ba yung results na makukuha nyo kung dito tayo magbe-base? Kung araw-araw, linggo-linggo, alam natin kung nasa tamang landas tayo. Hindi na natin kailangan mag-antay ng 2 months, 3 months, 4 months to know if what we're doing is effective. So again, pag meron tayo nito, we're all set. So but of course, yung photos and mirror natin, good siya for motivational purposes. Iba yung dating sa photos and mirror mo makita yung progress mo. Sobrang nakaka-happy. And ito rin yung i-add mo sa achievements mo. Diba? Pwede mong balik-balikan itong pictures mo to remind yourself na nagawa mo siya. So whatever challenges na may experience mo in the future, meron kang reminder na you did something really amazing. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng tao kaya ito eh. Konting percentage lang yung taong nakakagawa nito. And of course, another good reason for taking photos is magagamit ni Coach Joe yung mga photos nyo for our marketing. Kaya kasama natin siya. Okay? That's it. Ang goal natin is to compare our day 1 photo sa day 100 photo natin. Exciting? Excited ba kayo guys sa day 1 versus day 100 photos nyo? Okay, kaya wag natin kalimutan tong part na to. Taking of progress photos and uploading them. Okay, gets saan to? Ito yung sa online spreadsheet natin sa progress tracker, measurements tab. So who are you going to be in day 100? Ano kaya itsura ng 2.0 version mo? And even more, ano kaya yung internal transformation na mangyayari sa'yo? Because you cannot have a physical transformation without a much bigger mental transformation. Hindi basta-basta yung nagpapayat, hindi basta-basta yung nagpa-abs. Kasi fitness is 80% psychology. Pag nagawa mo yan, sobrang galing mo. So I hope you're now seeing the clarity this knowledge brings you. Hindi ka na mag-second guess like most people do. Hindi ka na ma-frustrate pag nakita mo hindi gumagalaw yung scale. You know what to do. You're confident sa mga next actions mo. And dito sa Kaizen Coaching or kung si coach yung magtuturo sa'yo, hindi pwedeng hula-hula sa atin. We want confidence. We want certainty. We want results na predictable. Kaya one of my prides is kaya kong sabihin sa'yo or kahit kanino with certainty kung magkakaroon ka ba ng results in a few weeks or months just by looking at your data. Most coaches, hindi nila kayang sabihin yan kasi wala silang data. Hindi nila alam ano yung itatrack. Andun sila sa hope transformation. Kaya ito, hindi ito. Alright? So before natin end tong training, discuss lang natin bakit hindi na natin need gamitin tong mga to. InBody, Xiaomi Scale, Tanita, or any devices na nagbibigay ng data about muscle mass, body fat, ano pa ba? Yun na yung mga nakaka-confuse talaga. So kaya hindi na dapat gamitin to kasi mga nagre-rely dito, ganito yung usual dialogue nila. Okay naman yung WCA checklist at tuloy-tuloy naman pagbawas ng timbang ko at progressive overload. Pero sabi ni InBody, di raw bumababa yung body fat ko at nababawasan pa yung muscle mass ko. Sabi niya, siguro dapat magpalit na ako ng program. Baka hindi totoo yung calorie deficit. Dapat ata talaga araw-araw mag-workout at sabayan ko ng cardio. Okay, so yun. So nagda-doubt siya sa decisions niya kahit nasa tamang landas naman siya. Eh pag nagda-doubt siya sa decisions niya, domino effect niyan, low moral, low motivation, until mag-quit na or maghanap na naman ng ibang shiny objects. So why we should not rely on these machines, devices, weighing scales? And the first one, kasi meron silang consistency and accuracy issues. Yung numbers na yon, naka-base yun sa water weight natin. So uminom ka lang ng ilang basong tubig o pagpawisan ka lang, mag-iiba yung numbers. Mag-iiba agad yung data. So hindi siya reliable. Next, hindi natin kailangan malaman yung muscle mass natin for us to get bigger muscles. We just have to continuously apply progressive overload. Kasi yan yung main determinant ng muscle growth natin. And lastly, hindi natin kailangan malaman yung body fat percentage natin to lose weight. To continuously lose weight or even have abs. Ang need lang natin is daily weigh-ins, weekly weight average, tape measure, and continuous adjustment sa calories and activity. Let's say sabi ni InBody or yung weighing scale mo na may body fat reading. Sabi niya sa'yo, 20% pa raw yung body fat mo. And yet, meron ka ng abs. So saan ka maniniwala? Sa abs mo na nakalabas na or dun sa machine na yun na 20% ka pa daw? Another example. Let's say ang sabi nung InBody, 10% body fat ka na daw. Pero pagtingin mo, ang dami pang belly fat. Ang dami pa nakukurot. Wala pa yung abs mo. Sasabihin mo ba, tigil na ako sa diet kasi sabi ni InBody, 10% na lang ako. Kahit wala pa akong abs. Yan yung ba gagawin mo? Hindi, di ba? Ang gagawin mo, maglulose ka pa ng weight hanggang lumabas yung abs mo kung abs yung goal mo. Gets yun? So ang goal natin is not to know our body fat percentage. Kasi malilito lang tayo dyan. Ang goal natin is to lose weight, get leaner, or have abs or a flat stomach. At ma-achieve natin yan even without knowing our body fat percentage. Gawin lang natin yung WCA, gawin lang natin yung adjustment, makukuha natin yan. And believe it or not, never ko nalaman ilang percent yung body fat ko or ilan yung muscle mass ko. Never pa ako tumapak sa InBody, sa Tanita. Wala pa. And na-achieve ko naman yung goal ko sa fitness. Ilang ulit na. So use this. Strong app, weighing scale, tape measure, photos mirror. And not that. Okay? At kung yung weighing scale na bilhin nyo, Xiaomi, yung may pang-track ng body fat, okay lang yun. Ang gawin lang natin, ignore lang natin, or wag tayo maging attached doon sa numbers bukod doon sa weight. Like ako, bumili rin ako ng weighing scale dati, mga 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Gawa pa rin siya ngayon. Meron yung body fat percentage na data. So ang sinasabi sa akin lagi noon, 15% pa daw ako. Kahit kahit sobrang shredded, photoshoot condition na, below 10%, mga 8%. Sinasabi nun lagi, 15% lang daw ako. Ayun, kung naniwala ako doon, disaster, diba? Malilito lang ako, makukonfuse ako. Clear yun? So summary, recap ng week number 3. So adjustment, having a goal, knowing enough knowledge, applying them consistently, hindi sila enough. Kasi yung katawan natin nag-a-adapt lagi at kailangan natin mag-adjust para maka-witness ng continuous progress. Next, 3 crucial metrics. Gym progress, weight, body part, measurements. Yung photos mirror, bonus na lang siya. Gym progress, important benchmark for tracking muscle growth or yung pag-tone sa babae or yung pag-transform ng any body part. Everything else is secondary. Weighing scale plus tape measure. Ito yung simplest tools to accurately track our progress even if we're not seeing visual changes. WCAA checklist. The checklist to run if we think our weight is not moving anymore. The right sequence for making adjustments, una WCAA and then tape measure and then adjust calories or activity. Do this every week. How to get abs? Just lose more weight. No need to know your body fat percentage. Avoid fancy measurement devices. They all have accuracy and consistency issues which will leave us feeling more confused. So yan, meron tayong infographics din sa journey nyo dito sa Kaizen. So ito kayo, weeks 1 to 3, nag-take na kayong photos, measurements, di ba yung first week natin, namili na kayo ng workout nyo, nag-determine na kayo ng starting calories at protein, chinek nyo na yung meal plan sa recipe sa group, and then you did the work. You're now doing the work, titimbang ka daily, workout ka, nakain mo yung meals mo, need mo yung steps mo, chinecheck ka mo yung mga mini habits mo, naglalog ka sa online spreadsheet. So after nyan, kanina, di ba, today, hopefully, nag-take tayo ulit ng photos and measurements. Then makikita natin yung galaw ng timbang natin, ng measurements natin. And depende doon, mag-a-adjust ulit tayo ng calories or steps. And then, do the work again, take photos, tapos paikot na yan. Ayan lang yung gagawin natin. Okay? So yung kanina sa bulking, Maha Salvador, dahan-dahan lang ito, ikot-ikot lang. Ano na tayo? Sarah G. Ganyan lang siya. Kaya konti lang nagsasucceed kasi sobrang boring nito. Ulit-ulit lang. Ganyan ang fitness. And I think, yung ibang areas din ng buhay natin. In achieving success, ganun talaga. You have to love the boring stuff. You just need to know enough knowledge, yung mga importante lang, and just execute on them over and over and over while course correcting and making adjustments. That's just it. And again, huwag natin kalimutan yung importance ng weekly review. This is the data you will be basing on for your adjustments and your next moves. And dito sa Kaizen Pin-Up natin, ito lang yung ibig sabihin itong number 4. Progress is not static. Keep adjusting every week. So yan yung bird's eye view ng Kaizen. Nakompleto na natin yung 3 pinaka-importanting lessons to get us to our wow transformation. And the only thing left to do is execute these 3 until day 100. Will that be easy? Of course not. So yung mga next lessons natin, we're going to tackle is yung mga lessons, mga ideas, mga frameworks, mga principles, personal development even, that will make this 3 much easier to do until madala natin hanggang dito. Okay? Bibigyan ko kayo ng sangkatutak na strategies, tactics, personal development principles to help you with your execution. Final thoughts and reminders. So 86 days left before the 100-day challenge ends. So bilis ng araw. Make adjustments and commit to level up your game in week number 3. So daily and weekly 1% improvement. So it's not enough that we score high every week, but we should apply continuous adjustments until ma-hit natin yung ideal rate of weight changes natin. 1% for men pag cutting, 0.7% for women pag cutting. Let's do our best to not lose the momentum from week number 1. I noticed that some are half-assing their group engagement. Remember, what you put out is what you get back. Your old self, yung 1.0 version mo, will pull you back and you have to fight hard to install your new identity. Remind yourself and your group mates about this. Ang analogy ko dito is, nasa week 3 ka pa lang ng Kaizen, and yung old version mo, naka-install yan ng whatever age you have right now. 30 years, 40 years. So ano man nanalo? 3 weeks or 30 years? 30 years yung mas malakas. Kaya nga, we have to be aggressive about this change. Our commitment. We have to be aggressive dun sa willingness natin, yung sa desire natin to really get this new transformation. Now, it's why we're scoring this part high. Yung community participation and impact, yan kasi yung biggest trigger sa internal environment natin. At alam ko, madami pa rin tayong stocks nito. So be more aware at itapon natin yung mga natitira pa. Especially yung hindi ako ganyan, hindi importante yan. Hindi importante yan, ayoko mag-comment, ayoko mag-engage. Hindi ako ganyan kasi introvert ako. Now again, kiniklaim na naman natin na fix tayo. Hindi tayo fix. Kaya natin magbago. Another, don't skip the action items. So lahat yan importante kasi pinag-isipan ko lahat yan mabuti. Again, another reminder, don't check the items here if you're not doing them. Hashtag integrity, if you're not honest, then no one can help you. Your teammates or even us coaches. Now, week 3 action items are already posted in a private group. Do them ASAP and commit to never miss a single action item. Since we want you to perfect the WCA checklist, ito yung mga nilagay ko for group action items. So nakalagay dito, discuss with your buddies each WCA checklist and commit to each other to perfecting all this week. And para seryosoin natin lahat, ito yung kabila. Think of small consequence pag hindi na perfect in WCA. Pwedeng magbabayad ng 1,500, manlilibre ng Andox, Baliwag, magti-TikTok, tapos ipopost sa group. Yan yung mga ideas na ginagamit ng mga previous season clients. So this way, everyone knows that we're not taking this lightly. We're getting serious. And this one seemed unrelated sa fitness, but it's one of the most commended tasks sa previous seasons. Share something personal with each other. So don't neglect this. Okay? So itong share something personal, kahit ano lang naman yan. Yan, like your relationship mo sa mom mo, gawag yung best friend mo, kahit ano. Hindi kailangan malalim, hindi kailangan yung pinaka tinatago mong secret. Hindi yun. Based sa comments ng previous clients, this is the part na nagkaroon talaga sila ng matinding bond ng mga accountability members sila. Mas nag-commit sila sa isa't isa because of the next level brotherhood, sisterhood na nabuo. At nadala nilang lahat yung isa't isa sa finish line, sa day 100. So have fun here and really let yourself be vulnerable. Then watch the magic happen. And lastly, apply systems thinking. Everything is interconnected. 50% effort give you 50% results, and a negative domino effect on your habits and thought process. Let's all have a better and higher score week.